am Nishu, and again I am back with the third part of terminologies from the chapter Your Principles of Inheritance and Variations from chapter number 5 of class 12th. Now children, in my last video I have explained a lot about allele, homologous chromosome, heterologous chromosome, homozygous and heterozygous chromosomes. And in that part only, I have explained about karyotype, autosomes and sex chromosomes. Now children, today is the time when I am going to define all those terms which were left in that, the extra terms which I have used in the last videos. So children, let us begin now, and I am starting with your allele. That what is allele? Now let us define it. One member of a pair of genes that occupy a given position on a homologous chromosome. So children, what is allele? It is a type, it is one of the members of a pair of genes that occupy a given position on a homologous chromosome. Now children, hope you understand that what is homologous chromosome. I have explained it very nicely in my last video. So children, on the homologous chromosome, in a pair of genes, allele is one of the member at one of its position. Now children, examples I have mentioned here, your capital T, small t, and capital T and small t. Children, these are the examples, these are the type of genes which are related to trait or character called as height. So for height, we have taken the gene, the alphabet letter, capital T and small t. So children, again I repeat in a very short that this is a gene and this is a gene, this is again a gene. Here this one of the member is your allele and this is the second member, second allele. So in a gene, in a pair of genes, two alleles are located. Now children, this is a dominant type of gene, this is a recessive type of gene, and this is a hybrid type of gene where your alleles of both dominant and recessive is present. One of the allele has been acquired from dominant and other has been acquired from the recessive. So this is a mixed type of gene. But here the character will be characterized with the dominant only. The offspring will be produced with a tall heighted. Here children, capital T and small t is referring to the tall heightness. Small t and small t gene is referring to the dwarf heightness, shortness. And here capital T and small t, the genes are mixed but the character will be dominant in form of tall. So offspring will be tall over here. We will discuss on that part later on. So children, hope allele is clear to you all now. Now the second definition is karyotype, which I have discussed also in the last video while explaining homologous and heterologous chromosome. So let us check now what is definition. So karyotype is a collection of chromosomes in an individual. It is what type of collection? It is a collection of a chromosomes where in whom? In individuals or in species. And what does it include? It includes numbers of chromosome, different forms of chromosomes, size and shape of chromosomes. So children, karyotype is a collection of chromosomes in an individual or species of different organisms. Now this is one of the photomicrograph of the chromosomes collection children, where I have tried to again show that the different type of chromosomes. Now this is chromosome number 1, chromosome number 2, chromosome number 3, chromosome number 4 and chromosome number 5. Now this is chromosome number 6, chromosome number 7, chromosome number 8, 9, 10 and so on, and at last I have made chromosome number 23. So in this way, in a human being, the number of chromosomes present is a pair of 23 chromosomes, which makes 46 chromosomes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 In this way there are 46 chromosomes, but when we count in pair, then it makes 23 pairs, and it is a photomicrograph of a chromosomes of a human beings. Now children, here you can see that different type of chromosomes are located. Now on this basis only, in the last video I have explained you that what is heterologous and homologous chromosomes. Now children, let us move ahead. Now children, let us understand that what does the definition of autosome says. Now children, autosomes are chromosomes other than the sex chromosomes. Leaving the sex chromosomes, all the rest of the chromosomes are called as autosomes. I have explained it very clearly in the photomicrograph of chromosomes while explaining karyotype. Now children, first 22 pairs present in human beings are autosomes, and the last one pair is your sex chromosomes. So autosomes are the chromosomes other than the sex chromosome. Hope children you have understood the meaning of this sentence. Now autosomes occurs in pairs, each of which has their own form. Chromosomes occurs in pairs. I told you every time they will be present in pair. Whatever their shape and size is, they will always be present there in pairs in their own definite forms. Now children, the third sentence is that it controls the somatic traits or characters. Somatic cells which are responsible for the formation of body structure. So autosomes are responsible to control the somatic cells, characters, or we also call it traits. Now I have told you this point that in human beings 22 pair of autosomes are present. Hope children your autosome is clear to you all. Diagrammatically or micrographically I have explained in the last video also. Now children, sex chromosomes. What are sex chromosomes? Chromosomes which defines the sex of an individual. I told you in human beings the last pair is the sex chromosome, and this pair is responsible to characterize the sex of an individual, that whether the organism or whether the offspring will be born as a male child or as a female child. So the last pair is responsible to define the sex of the chromosome. Now children, in humans one pair of sex chromosome present, that is your last pair, and it is the 23rd pair of the chromosome. Now children, I have explained you karyotype, autosomes and your sex chromosomes, which is also called as allosomes. Hope you have understood this, that how the chromosomal arrangement is made inside the body. Now children, let us move ahead with another type of definitions. Now let us proceed with another definitions, phenotype and genotype. Now children, what is phenotype? All the observable characteristics, all the different type of characters, children, which we can see in the nature, which we can observe with our eyes in front of us. I am talking about those characters. Now all the observable characteristics which are influenced by both, that is its genotype and by the environment, is called as phenotype. Now children, what is phenotype? All the observable characteristic features which are influenced by both. Both means the first is genotype and the second one is the environment where the organism is surviving. Now these 2 points are very important for the characters to be observed in any of the living organism. Now children, if I take example here, I have taken examples of height, tall, dwarf, red color flower, blue color eyes, black color hairs. Various characters are there in different type of living organisms. Children, in very simple words we can say that the characters which are expressed, tallness, it is a height which is expressed. Anywhere standing we can say that this person is tall, this person is a short heighted. that is a red color flower, that is a white color flower. The hair of the color is black. That individual is having a hair with a curly hairs. So these are the characteristics. Having curly hairs, curly is a phenotype. Having straight hair, straight is a phenotype. A flower in red color, that red color is expressed. We can see with our eyes, that color is observed. The color is white in color. The flower is white in color. The flower is purple in color. The flower is yellowish in color. The human being is fair in complexion. The human being is whitish in complexion. The human being is blackish in complexion. The hair color is little brownish. The hair color is little black. Eye color, blue color, it can be brown color, it can be black color, it can be. Children, these colors, these different characters, we can see with our eyes. So those characters which are observable, those characters which are easily expressed and we can see with our naked eyes, those characters are called as phenotype. And how these characters are expressed? These characters are expressed because of its genotype and by the environment where it is surviving. So now let us move to the term genotype. What is genotype? Children, the word itself is saying the meaning, the definition. Genotype, the word has been derived from genes. And what is genes? Genes are responsible to characterize different type of traits or different type of characters. So genotype. Now a set of genes responsible for the traits or characters to be expressed is called as genotype. Now those set of genes. Now I have told you on. Now I have taken the example of tall height. Now for the tall I have taken the genes capital T, capital T. I have taken the genes capital T, small t. So children, these genes for dwarfness, children, small t, small t. For red color, capital R, capital R. Small r for white color. Capital R, small r for red color. So how these characters are being formed, I will be explaining that later. But here what is that? Now this capital T and capital T is responsible for the tall height. So this T and T is a genes which is responsible for the phenotype. Which type of phenotype? Tallness. Now small t and small t is a genotype for which type of character? Dwarfness. Capital R, capital R, capital R, small r is a genes for which type of phenotype? Red color. So children, I hope you have understood the difference between phenotype and genotype. All the characters which are observed, which are easily expressed are called as phenotype. And children, the genes responsible for that expressed characters, the genes responsible for that phenotype, that genes are called as, those genes are called as genotype. Now children, this phenotype can be expressed because of two conditions depending on genotype, that which type of genes are present in them. According to the genes there, characters will be expressed, or the environment where they are surviving, that will support them. Now how environment is supporting, that is another factor we will be studying in the different chapters. But here what it is, that your genotype is responsible for the phenotype, because the genes present among and different type of individuals, they are responsible to, they are actually controlling the different type of traits, and those genes are responsible to characterize different traits and characters among the different type of living organisms. Now children, let us move ahead. Now this is the very interesting fact which we are going to know now. Now children, we are going to deal with the two important definitions like your dominant traits and recessive traits. Now children, we have discussed a lot about genes and alleles and hope that concept is clear to you all. Now if I take the example of T and T for the character height, so this in pair it is a gene, and this one single T is allele, and this is also allele. So one gene, one pair of gene is having two alleles. Now that concept we are going to use here to understand that which character will become dominant and which character will be recessive among the individuals. Now children, if I take the character, same character, example over here, height. If I take the trait for height, the trait I have taken height, and for height I have taken 3 genes. I have taken 3 genes. Now taking this example, I will be explaining you everything. Now children, you know that our genes are there and genes are having different versions, and those versions are having alleles in them. Now alleles can be described either as a dominant or as a recessive. Now what we are needed to understand is that this point. What is dominant trait? So children, what the definition is saying, that dominant allele shows their effect even if the individuals only has one copy of allele. That means it is heterozygous condition and also in homozygous condition. I can understand the definition becomes a little complicated, but I'll make it easy for you all. Now children, I am talking about that these alleles are responsible to make any character dominant to be expressed. Dominant means expressed character, the characters which we can see. Now, I told you that phenotype, the characters which we can see, which are observable, which are expressed. Character means tallness. Now, tallness is a character, and we can see a person, we can see a plant, we can see any organism to be a tall. Why? Because it is expressed because of the genes present in them. Now children, now the genes are responsible to make the character expressed, and if the character is expressed, it means that it is a dominant character, and if the character is not being expressed, then it is called as recessive character. Now children, let us move to the dominant trait. Now which character is dominant and which character is recessive? Now here the definition is saying that your dominant characters can be defined because of the presence of genes, genotype, and this genotype is having 2 alleles. So alleles are responsible to describe whether the character will be dominant or it will be recessive. Now children, taking this example over here, I have taken the example of height where your capital T and capital T, both the characters are capital letter, both the alphabets are capital letter. So which type of gene it is? It is children homozygous gene. This is homozygous. If you recall, I have explained this. This is a homozygous. If I talk about capital T and small t, this is which type children? Yes, it is your heterozygous. This is your heterozygous type of genes. And if I talk about small t and small t, this is children again homozygous. Now children, capital T is homozygous and capital T is responsible for the tallness of the height. So here when both the alleles are responsible for the tallness, so ultimately the character will be categorized with what? It will be tall. So the human being, the plant will be tall. So here tallness will be expressed because one of the allele is coming from the father and one of the allele is coming from the mother. I have explained all these things. So one of the allele is coming from father and one of the allele is coming from the mother. So when they both pair up together, they form a gene. And which type of gene they are making? So both the dominant alleles are coming. Both the dominant alleles are coming from both the parent. So the condition is becoming here homozygous. Homozygous chromosomes are here. And these homozygous condition, dominant having genes will give a dominant character. But children, what the definition has told, this is very easy condition where we know that the character will be dominant only. But what happens when a mixed character is there? If one of the father is sending your capital T and if one of the allele is sent in a small t form, in a recessive t form, then what will happen? the gene will become in a heterozygous condition. Capital T and small t will be formed. In this condition, what will happen? Now children, in this condition also, always the dominant allele will be expressive. Always the character here will be formed. It will be showing tallness. So children, always remember, this is what your definition told, that dominant alleles show their effect even if the individual only has one copy of allele, that is heterozygous. Only one copy of dominant allele is sufficient to express, to show their effect. So here in the character height, capital T and small t gene, heterozygous gene, here only one capital T is effective to show the dominant character, that is tallness. But children, when I come to the condition small t and small t, this is homozygous children. This is only possible, and this condition will be recessive. This condition will be recessive condition children. Now, this recessive condition will come only when your both the genes are from one of the parent also small recessive gene is coming, and from the mother parent also recessive gene is coming. Here the condition is homozygous, but the genes are recessive type of gene. So here the character which will be formed, that will be your dwarfness. So height will be short. So it depends upon the gene, that which type of gene is coming from the parent. If one of the allele from the father is small t and also from the mother is also small t, then this is what? This is a recessive gene. And here, in spite of being homozygous, the condition will be recessive only. The character, recessive character will be expressed. Now children, one more thing over here, that capital T and small t. Children, both the conditions are here. But which was dominant? The capital T was dominant. But what will happen to the small t? The small t will never vanish away. The small t allele now present in the offspring will not escape anywhere. It will not be diminished. It will not destroy. But they will remain inside the offspring chromosome in form of hidden condition. They will be present, but they will not be expressed. Now what happens? They need an environment. As soon as the chromosomal environment they obtain, now they will be expressed in the offspring also, and their conditions can also be overcome over here. They can also become one day a dominant character as here. Now children, this is what your dominant traits were saying. Now if I come to the recessive trait, now see what will happen. I am just changing the name over here from dominant, I am making it recessive. Now children, how the definition changes now, see. Dominant alleles show their effect even, I am removing it. Dominant alleles show their effect if the individuals has 2 copies of alleles. I am removing this heterozygous condition in homozygous condition. What is there? That dominant alleles, this will be your recessive alleles. Recessive alleles show their effect if the individual has 2 copies of alleles in homozygous condition. 2 copies of alleles in homozygous condition. This will be showing recessive condition. So here I have taken the example of height. Height in 2 characters are there, that is tallness and dwarfness. If capital T and capital T homozygous condition is coming, then it is already dominant character. If capital T and small t are hybrid type of genotype it is obtained, then it is heterozygous condition, but the character will be dominant over here. But when I am taking here your small t and small t recessive type of characters, recessive type of genotype, then the condition is homozygous, but the character will be expressed in form of recessive form, in form of dwarfness form. Now children, here in the heterozygous condition, I told you that the recessive trait, the recessive allele is not destroyed, it is not diminished, but it remains inside the offspring chromosome in a hidden condition. But when a certain environment is obtained to it, another copy of a recessive gene it is obtained, it will be again showing it effect in form of dominant character. Now children, let us move ahead with another definition. Now children, let us know about haploid and diploid, and you are very much familiar to these terms. I have explained it in very nicely in the human reproduction chapter, that what do you mean by haploid and diploid. Now children, let us know again here, because we are dealing with the chromosome chapter, so this haploid and diploid, many a times we will be using these terms. So children, haploid, organisms having half number of chromosomes, like your sperm and ovum, half number of chromosomes. And if I talk about diploid, organisms having full set of chromosomes. Human beings, I am taking example, 23 pair of chromosomes, 46 chromosomes are present. Now children, now in a human being, I am taking example of human beings only, and your human beings are having a chromosome. How many chromosomes? We human beings are having 46 chromosomes, and these 46 chromosomes are present in 23 pairs. Now children, if I talk about haploid, then sperm is having 23 chromosomes and your ovum is having 23 chromosomes. So children, what happens? That this 23 chromosomes here and these 23 chromosomes here, in a haploid condition, when they pair up, they become diploid. And diploid is what? 46 chromosomes. So children, human beings are having 46 chromosomes. So we will be talking here about 46 number of chromosomes, how these chromosomes are dealing with different type of characters, definitions. Now children, as in this chapter we are going to discuss about principles of Mendelian inheritance. So we will be talking here about two organisms like your pea plant and your Drosophila. Now if I children talk about a pea plant, now the pea is having 7 pair of chromosomes. If I am talking 7 pair of chromosome, it means that 14 chromosomes are present in pea. Similarly in the Drosophila also 8 chromosomes are present. So 4 and 4 are present in the male sperm and the 4 are present in the female part egg. So 4 and 4 when they pair up together, they makes 8 chromosomes. So hope children you have understood that when we are talking about the half number of chromosome, it is haploid, and when we are talking about the total number of chromosomes, then it is your diploid. Now children, there are many more terms which has to be defined, but children, I will be explaining, I will be taking up those definitions along with the commencement of the chapter. Now I hope all the terms which I have discussed is almost clear to you all, and it will make the chapter very easy for you to understand. Hope children you have understood. Thank you.